Hey everybody, hope you had a great day. Today I'm going to talk async await syntax in JavaScript. As you probably know, async await was added in JavaScript in 2017, and before that time, developers had to struggle with .then API in order to run their codes asynchronously. But hopefully this day we can run our codes using async await syntax, which is an easier way to handle promises, to consume them, and actually it also helps us to debug and handle errors in applications very easier. I'm going to show you this concept in JavaScript using an example. So let me show you. Okay, here I'm going to use the example that I used in the other video, which was related to JavaScript promises. If you haven't watched that video yet, it's better to first watch this video about JavaScript promises from the top link and then come again and watch this video. Okay, here inside this example, let me explain it to you. I have one data array and I used it inside the first promise, which is for load the users, and I have another promise, get first user. Actually, it should be run after the load users because the get first user needs the output of the load users promise. And again, I have another promise, get user last name, which needs the first user object. And finally, inside the load data function, I just called or consumed these three promises using .then API, and as you can see, this syntax is not neat at all and I don't like it. So I'm going to use async await to call those promises. I don't want to change those promises, these three promises, because it's not necessary. I just want to show you how you can call these promises in another way which is more neater and better. The first thing that we need to know is that if I want to use async await syntax, I should wrap all my codes inside another function and tell to the JavaScript that this function should be ran in an asynchronous way. To do this, we just need to add a keyword before the function. Keyword here, I just need to write async, and now I can use await syntax inside this function. Let me show you. First, I want to comment them and const users list is equal to await load users. It is the same as this line until the end, and here, as you can see, we call the load users, but we used await, and it means that this function will stop here and will wait for load users to load the data from the server or somewhere else, and then continue running the next lines. And if we don't write await keyword here, this function will run immediately, and the value of users list won't be the actual value. It will be a promise object, which is not good for us. And again, I need to call get first user, so I'm gonna name it first user, and same as before, I use await and get first user, and I need to pass users list here. and const last name is equal to await get user last name and first user, and we just need to log the last name to show is it working or not. Okay, as you can see, we have this value inside our console, which means that this log command works without any problem. And you may have this question, how we handle errors, because in the previous syntax we could use catch to get the errors and, for example, print them. It is way easier now. We just need to add our logic inside a try catch block. So I'm gonna move them inside the try block and the catch block and error, and just console log error and the error value. Let me add some space here. Okay, since we all just resolved all the values, we don't have any errors, but let me move this here, yeah, toggle it, so it will call the reject, so I should get the no data. And as you can see, the no data printed inside my terminal, my console. And I should say that, for example, when the load users is running and it returns us a reject function, this try block will stop, the other lines won't run, and it immediately come here and print us or do whatever we want inside the catch block. I think this way of handling promises is way better than writing a lot of them and chain them together and use anonymous functions inside each other, and that was a mess. Just want to know what is your opinion about async await syntax. Do you usually use async await or .then syntax to run your premises?